So, if you have seen, I am expecting an order today from Octo Aquatics, and I made a post a little bit earlier about them and Algae Barn because I'm receiving shipments from both of them. But I'm super excited about this shipment that's coming in from Octo Aquatics, and I'll tell you why. So, I live in Arizona, and when I very first got into reefing, I was setting up my very first tank. I got my first tank, and it didn't have a built-in overflow, so I needed a overflow that hangs on the back of the tank. It's called an HOB overflow, hang on back overflow, and it basically takes the water from inside the tank, it flows it over the outside of the tank down into the filtration area called a sump. So I was looking online for overflows and they were pretty pricey, and I was like, maybe I'll go on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace or one of the resale places and see if I can find one that's used, because it's just an acrylic piece of equipment. So that's what I did, and I found this guy on OfferUp, and he had one that he was selling, not for super expensive. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm setting up my very first tank. Any way that you would be willing to give this to me for free? Because he had it up for a long time, and I was like, maybe the guy just wants to get rid of it. And he was like, actually, sure, I would be more than happy to do that. And I was like, okay. I told him where I lived. He told me where he lived, and he was like, are you sure you want to drive that far? He was like, it's like over an hour. And I was like, if I was paying for it, I probably wouldn't want to do that. But since it's free, I'd be happy to drive all the way out there to see you. And he was like, well, what if I just ship it to you and you pay for shipping? And I've never done anything like that before, especially he was like, just Venmo me or whatever. I don't remember exactly what we did. I want to say it was Venmo. And I was a little nervous because I was like, I've never done this before. What if I just send this guy money and I never get my product? The shipping was still less than the item itself that he was selling it for, so it was still a good deal for me, and I didn't have to drive all the way out there. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So I did. So I sent this guy money, and he cleaned up the piece for me, and he shipped it to me. He sent me the tracking number so I could track it, and he sent it to me, and it was nicely packaged and all this stuff. And he had a little sticker in the box saying Octo Aquatics, and he sent me a message on OfferUp and I was like, oh, I got your package, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. And the guy was super nice, super friendly, and he responded to me, and his response was like, hey, have you ever used one of these before? I was like, no, but I kind of have a general idea of how it's supposed to work and how it's supposed to be set up. And he was like, okay, cool. He was like, I actually made this video on how to use it. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, and sent me the link, and I watched it, and it was literally step-by-step instructions on how to set it up, how it works, and it was actually really informative. And he was just like, hey, if you ever need anything, I own my own business, and I make custom acrylic stuff and other things for fish tanks and things like that. And I was like, okay, cool. So I, went on and set up my tank, had my tank for a couple of months. And then I was like, no, I want to go bigger. I want to get something different. So I did. I upgraded, got a new tank. And for the last couple of months, I've been trying to find this guy because I lost his sticker. And somehow the messages got deleted out of my OfferUp account. And I was remembering his logo. And I remembered that it had an octopus on it. So I was searching all octopus related saltwater companies. And I could not find him for the life of me. Recently ordered a bunch of fish. I don't know if you saw that, but I have some pictures on my account that you can go take a look at of the new fish that are coming in. I think they're supposed to be here next week. So about a week ago, I ordered a acclimation box. And basically what an acclimation box is you put it into your tank, and it's acrylic see-through, and you have slots so the water flows in and out, and you put the fish in the acclimation box, and the fish are able to interact with the other fish without having any tension or aggression when they're out of the water together. So this allows them to get that out of the way, get them to get to know each other before you put them in the same tank, so they're not chasing each other around as much as the hopefulness of using the acclimation box. So I was looking around at a couple different acclimation boxes, and I stumbled across his website, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the guy I've been looking for months. And so I was super excited that I found his company, found his website, and he sells acclimation boxes currently. So I ordered one, and I ordered a feeder from him as well. So because I don't use a feeder right now, I just manually feed everything with my hands. But his feeder, like, you drop the frozen food in and it tumbles and it releases the food slowly throughout the day without the risk of it being sucked into the overflow. So I'm super excited actually to get it because I want to see something that he makes. I highly recommend him. His name's Matt, but this is the first time I've ever actually ordered something of a product that he made. So I'm really excited to see it. It's supposed to come today. So as soon as I get home tonight and it's there, I'm going to open it, probably do an unboxing video because I am just very excited to be a customer, be a part of his business, and help him out. So he helped me when I very first started. Love giving back, loving shopping small. So I encourage you to go check out his website. Again, his company is Octo Aquatics because I could not for the life of me remember, but hopefully you can. All right, thanks. I will keep you posted.